I think it's pretty safe to say that last night at Survivor Series WarGames that the mission was accomplished. At least I guess that's the way to put it. I mean, again, I saw a lot of interactions with people on Twitter during the whole thing, and I mean, it's still entertaining. But the last couple of years of Survivor Series, I mean, you knew exactly what was going to happen. And they were, if I remember correctly, just throwing stuff together randomly. At least this had, some kind of something to it. Again, I think the Saudi show takes away from that because they have to make so many just random matches to make the prince over there happy and to do all of that. But I thought it was a vast improvement from what they had. Again, everyone really, the crowd seemed really hot for the most part. What we thought was going to be, not really that good. Still, I mean, it delivered, some kind of entertainment. It was only one match. Yeah, we all know which one it was. I'm going to get to it. But I thought everything else, hit the mark with the wrestling. There was some sketchiness that I know you know, we're going to be hearing people talk about for a while. And there were some finishes that were underwhelming and kind of maybe scratched my head a little bit, but there's a lot of good stuff throughout all of it. So only a slight little complaint, a lot of good stuff to talk about. And first and foremost, it was great to see Ozzy so much throughout. Again, I'm just an Ozzy guy, grew up on Ozzy, still listen to the guy. It was nice, to see him out there. Well, I guess on there, but still doing his damn thing just because it's been a rough couple of years for him health wise and all that. So made my night start out on a bang. And thankfully, they kept that bang going with the women's war game match. It was a good way to start it. It was, the appropriate way to start it. There are some things that, made no sense in it, but no matter what, we're going to have to say that Bianca Belair, Asuka, Mia Yim, Alexa Bliss, Becky Lynch, Bayley, Dakota Kai, Rhea Ripley, Nikki Cross, and Io Sky put together, I'd say the better of the two War Games matches for the night. We got to see, the spots that you expect and all of those things. I'm not saying they have to happen all the time, but yeah, the opportunity is afforded to do it. So why not do it? And I enjoyed, getting to see that. Again, everyone looked good. Becky got the win with the leg drop off the top, and she rolled right into it, which was, good. And again, it doesn't hurt them to have, Becky pick up the win on Dakota after that. That hurts no one really just because of the match it was. I mean, does that put the man into a tag team to go after them? I mean, that's a maybe. I think she's gonna stay a face though, and then bringing the man back. Obviously, Big Time Bex was a heel, so bringing the man back, you know, is what's gonna happen. But what they do with it, I mean, it doesn't affect, let's say, the main title at all. And they've been really weird with the women's tag title. So that. But we did get to see Nikki do the crossbody off the top, Io with the moonsault off the top. Hopefully, Bianca's okay because I was texting with Dan, and now they was the referee sure is by her for a long time. Her being Bianca, so yeah, hopefully that was all just a little tweak and everything works out okay. I was glad to see Becky come out last just because, never mind ring rust, people were saying, just coming off an injury, that kind of match, weapons, all kinds of spots. Yeah, it made sense to have her go in last. I was okay with that. And glad they didn't let that power bomb with everyone up on, the walls of the cell hands going, what the hell is going on there? Like, well, they're either going to be a power bomb, excuse me, or they're going to fight each other off of it. Thankfully, it didn't happen. I mean, I knew she would go for it, but thankfully they didn't do it. Again, Rhea and Becky entering last made sense. Bianca starting again didn't surprise me. None of that surprised me to see, you know, Rhea and Becky last, especially Becky, her coming in last, and Bianca starting just because that's how they have Bianca and that's who she is. But hopefully, let's say quick now, this means that Becky and Bayley are gonna, go at it next. Yeah, just to get Bayley somewhere else completely away from Bianca. And hopefully this leads to Rhea finally getting that title shot that she was supposed to have months ago, then she couldn't get cleared and all that. I just don't want to see Bayley and Bianca anywhere near each other, for being 1,000% honest. It's been since the end of July. It's now the end of November. I mean, please move on to something else. We would all greatly appreciate it. And use Alexa and Becky, I mean, Asuka somehow. More importantly, even though a lot of people, could, with all the Bray stuff and everything, could see a heel turn coming, you know, in the near future for Alexa or some kind of turn. A lot of rumors about that. We'll have to wait and see. I really, honestly, as long as they use her and they keep Bianca and Bailey away from one another, I don't care. Again, it's been 4 months. Move on from it already. And then, because literally it's been damage control, Bianca, Asuka, and Alexa. Let's just scrap it finally and move on. We all definitely, desperately, desperately need it. Moving on to AJ and Finn Balor, which I thought delivered. I was, again, tweeting up during the thing, but I was glad that the idiocy happened as early as it did. And we got Gallows and Anderson and Priest and Dominic out of there. So it just got to be a one-on-one match, and there was no other stupid that happened, thank God. But the big thing is we got to see them actually have a match, and they got rid of them for a while, and that let them show, tell a story in the ring and actually wrestle, because they could both wrestle really, really good. They could both tell stories fantastically. That's even a word. But yeah, now there's just the same thing over and over again. Again, it was one of those rinse repeat. Because it would always be, a million distractions. Here comes Rhea, yada, yada, yada. Same thing for so long. It was just nice to see them have a match without any stupid for that long of a period. That was great. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Thought they put on a hell of a match. They showed that they know each other very well. A lot of back and forth, a lot of counters. And AJ got the win, which I said I did not see him going for what would have been, I believe, 4 straight losses on premium live events, pay-per-views, whatever you want to call them. So I didn't see him losing that, and he did, and I was very thankful that he didn't. I didn't think it would have made sense to have him lose again. Sadly, I think that means that they're going to keep going, but whatever. As long as those two can have good matches, I'm okay. Maybe we see Dom have matches without a bunch of idiots getting in there. That's the thing, because we wanted him to win, but we knew like AJ wins and it's going to keep going now. So maybe one more show out of it, and they let it go. I don't know what it's going to be, but great match when all the outside interference wasn't there, and Ronda's cheeky ass was backstage after going through ladders and just the whole entire as long as she was in there, it was good to see her out of the equation. So we got to see a match. We got the SmackDown Women's Championship match. Wasn't as bad as I expected, but it certainly wasn't a good. Not the worst thing I've ever seen, but it was the low point of the night, obviously. And we all know I love Shotzi to death, but it's not 100% her fault. It just wasn't good. You can comment and tell me what you think about any of that so far. Feel free to comment on any of the matches or anything I said, but yeah, that wasn't good. It wasn't the best thing I ever saw. It wasn't the greatest thing I ever saw. It wasn't the worst thing I ever saw. It was just there, and we got the outcome that we all expected. And I think we all could have been better without having it, but what the hell do I know? Not much. Got the match of the night. Told you it was going to be it. We all know Austin Theory, Seth Rollins, and Bobby Lashley together. Triple threat match for the United States Championship was going to steal the show. And we can officially now say, and new United States champion. He got another reign out of it. Did Theory. I think this one's going to go, it's going to be better just because of the character and then moving everything forward. Again, if this wasn't your match of the night, comment and tell me what it was. And everyone can say, oh, I can't comment. Yeah, on the platform I'm on. Well, find the links when I share this. Let me know what you think. Go on YouTube when I share this. Let me know what you think. Go on Anchor. Send audio messages to me. Let me know what you think. But I thought this was match of the night. I love the new direction for Theory. I said I thought him cashing in so badly, was a good thing while everyone else was freaking out because it got him rid of it and he could just move on from that ridiculous character that he had when Vince was there. I absolutely loved it. I love the new aggressive side with it, and it shows what he's capable of. That one with all the stupidity and the selfies and I'm the youngest, this, that, and the other thing. Like, it was outstanding to see him just go out there and do the thing. Show his aggressive side, just show what he can do without all these like bells, whistles, and dumbness that of course Vince had to have in there because it's Vince. He always has to add that stuff to it, but he didn't need it. I think it was actually holding him back, and this lets him finally be him. I don't like the finish of the match. I thought Seth still dropping him and then him rolling over like nothing happened. Yeah, I didn't like it because he still dropped right how he was supposed to for the move. So he shouldn't be able to roll, right over to get it. So I wasn't a fan of the end. And I thought it was weird and it could have been done, better, but giving the title to Theory. What did I say yesterday? If you listened to the pre show or watched it, Theory or Seth. Only way that makes sense. Let Lashley move on to bigger and better things like Brock and, keep building up this, aggressive monster side that he can have, wait to see what comes. And Seth and Theory could just go. I was hoping that we were going to wait until the next event for it to go, just so they could drag it and build it more, and Theory could wipe the floor with a bunch of other people. But it was going to be one of those two. And regardless, this sets us up for great stuff down the road, which is why I said I don't care which one of them gets it. One of them's getting it. And we all know we're going to have gold for a couple months now. I see Seth getting it back, though. And then it'd be great to see them at Mania, go at it for me or something like that. Just, that big show to give Theory an actual real match. No offense to his match with Pat McAfee, but to see him and Seth go at it would be amazing. They'd, tear the house down and have that for the championship. Seth loses, Theory gets his moment, and everyone could go home happy with it. I just don't know what they're going to do with Bobby, but they can just have him go out there and just maul people and make sense. You know, that aggression, that anger, move on with it. As long as they don't screw it up. And I have faith that they won't screw this one up at all. But just think about that. I mean, that's a marquee match people would watch. Rollins and Theory. Everyone would want to watch that. Are they going to do it? Who knows where Seth's going to be going for championships or whatnot in the future. But it would work. Because we all pretty much feel, Cody's going to be at Mania, win, have the moment. I'd say Seth wins Money in the Bank, and then cashes in on him after he wins again. But, it's way too far down the line. I just know that Seth and Theory, it's not old yet, and they're going to keep putting on good matches, which, damn it, is all we can hope for, even if it's on Raw. Like, give us good matches on Raw. You can give us good matches on Raw. You can give us good matches on, pay-per-views, premium live events, or the hell you want to call them. And everybody wins then because you get the viewers, you get happy fans, and you tell great stories. And that should be, what the whole entire thing is that they're there for. So I'm looking forward to that, as well as what goes forward with this after Jey Uso picks up the win for his team by pitting Kevin Owens. Again, I didn't like the last 10 minutes or so. Like the match, just the last 10 minutes was just very once Roman got in there with the Usos, Solo Sikoa, Sami Zayn, Sheamus, Drew, Butch, Pete, and KO. A whole lot of names there. But once he got in there, it just felt really weird. Like everyone was just laid out for so long, and it was just KO. And them, in my opinion, again, it wasn't the greatest thing. I completely understand why they did it. Don't get mad at me for that. I fully understand, why. I just thought they could have done it with more, action, around all of it. It's just, you could tell, sadly, the match wasn't built for, to get anyone anywhere else. It was just built in the way they did it for Sammy and, the bloodline, to show his allegiance to them and him and Jade, get that moment. So then when they do split later, that's, we all had that, crowning moment though. Right now, that's what I feel about it. That was my thoughts. If you don't like it, go in the comments and tell me. But there was so many big names and you didn't see any of them literally for the last 10 minutes or so, which was really, really odd. Hopefully Pete Dunne's okay too, because he was down for a while there. I think me and Dan talked about that. But all the weapons in the ring too. Why stop and get all the weapons in the ring if I think a table got broken? I don't remember very much else. That didn't make any sense. It was just a waste of time. No big spots or anything like that, minus a spear through the table. Not saying there always has to be, but the people were in there. They had all the weapons, people with the capabilities, to do one or two, big things in there just to do it. I mean, it's all part of it. Again, I don't want people out there doing dumb stuff and hurting themselves, but if you're going to bring all the weapons in there and have that talent, I'd say use it, and let them have their thing. But still, great match, great, story in there. Sammy grabbing the ref's arm, that was good. And KO looked good. Low blow, and how long that whole sequence went into the splash and all the big hugs. I wasn't, again, a big fan of that. And I thought the women's match was actually better when it came to, spots and action. There was a lot more laying around, I felt, in the men's match, but we all thought, looked at the two matches and thought that the men's match was going to kill it. So maybe our expectations were higher. Maybe mine were for the main event, which I, again, still liked. Thought they did a good job. There's just a few things I would have done differently, but I still feel the women's match, just delivered more. Again, tell me I'm wrong. I grew up in a house full of women, trust me. And I was married once. I'm always wrong. I know. There's a shout out to the world. But I thought it was, the women one was better, but again, look at their expectations comparatively. So were they both great matches? Yes. Did they put on a good show minus the Shotzi Ronda thing? Yes. Did they tell good stories? Yes. Did we continue on things? Yes. So was it successful? Hell yes. Was there more build and thought put into it and everything than the last couple of 5-on-5 matches? Yes. So I'm not, completely shitting all over anything or dropping it all, down minus that one match. That was great. We actually got to see one-on-one matches between, Finn and AJ, which was fantastic. Because again, we were all going, God, but the stupid's going to come. The stupid's going to come. And then the stupid didn't come. So that was really, really, good. And again, if you don't feel that the women's match is better, I'm sorry, but that was just me, and hopefully Bianca's okay. Because again, the referee was down there with her for a very long time. I was, texting with Dan, going, he's been right there for a while. And, hopefully she got back up and, finished the match of that. So hopefully, that's all it is, because I do like what she could do in the ring. It's just the rest of it's stale. It's flat. Something needs to change in my opinion, but I do feel the women had the better match. I thought, I'm gonna pat myself on the back. Actually, I'll say it that way. As I said, when everyone, we all saw the internet blow up and just talking about how they were burying Theory by having him cash in Money in the Bank on the United States Championship and then losing it like that. They buried him. What did I say? But I think this is actually a good thing going forward for him. And look. I mean, what is there to complain about with what they're doing now? Like, it is what he needed to get this thing going forward. It got the albatross off of him, which was the Money in the Bank, because we all knew he wasn't ever going to cash in on Roman. He'll come out. We knew it. And I was like, what, this could be a really good thing. Guess what? Since then, he got the aggression up, the beard's there. They got rid of the stupid selfie thing, and now he's the United States champion, just like that. Like, completely washed all the stupid off of it that we've seen for so long. And I'm super, super, excited about that. I thought Vince did him dirty and all the. I mean, before when he first got called to the main roster, had the Wrestle Mania match, and he got sent down to be the idiot for Gargano and them, in that group. Then he got called up and had the golden egg and the selfies and all that. And then look at him now. Like, this is his true potential. This is the Theory that we wanted to see and that we really, really, really wanted. And I think he's going to keep tearing the house down. Him and Seth, I think they're going to tear the house down for another couple weeks, months. And, wherever they go from that, you just got to think, though, him and Seth, Mania, they could tear the house down. They'll have an Iron Man match or something. I think that was one of Dan's ideas last night. Do something, but that is the direction they need to do. And thank God for Triple H for getting rid of that whole selfie thing, the albatross around his neck, like whatever you want, anything. The center block around his ankles, like this man out of his shoes. That was great. And congratulations to them. They did him what he needed, and it was awesome. Excited to see what happens with Bayley and Bianca now that it's, allegedly over. Again, like I said, it's been since the end of July. So 4 months, we need the change. And I'm hoping that Becky and Bayley, go at it and have a thing now, just because of her pinning Dakota. And, I'm sure they'll find some way to make tag champions match. Something happened to give Becky a tag team partner. We'll see someone turn heel and she'll keep building the man and feud with them going into, the Rumble and something like that, because the man is back, as we saw. And what did we say when Ronda came back? It just makes sense. And now the man has come around. So, no, that's not me trying to sound like Johnny. That's my voice starting to get dry. But hopefully that's what they do. And then again, Rhea and Bianca are just someone, just because it's been the same thing for 4 damn months. And let's move on already. And it hasn't really gotten any, better or anything like that to me. So hopefully that's it. And like I said earlier, sadly, I don't see AJ and Finn and all of them being done. It was a great one-on-one match. Finally got to see when all the idiots was gone. AJ got the win without anyone there, which means pretty sure we all can agree that means it's probably over. Sadly, when I say it's over, I mean any chance of them going forward, something different being over, because pretty sure we all agree that that's going to be the thing going forward. More than likely, sadly, again, they put on great stuff, but the way they've set them all up, what else do they have? Which really sucks as we're getting close to Mania, but I don't know what they're gonna do with it. I was just glad to see AJ get a win, and I was right because it's been a while since he got one. I wonder who's gonna be with Roman next. Now that they had KO eat the loss last night, I love the matches before. It does have me curious though, and a big thought is could it lead to KO and Sammy, with KO, beating Sammy to get the title shot, and then that starts putting more, the splits in the bloodline and all that, which gets KO the title shot against Roman, and do that going forward, because I'd be okay with that, because we know what Sammy and KO can do in the ring, and it add more wrinkles and keep telling a story, and we get to see a great match. I'm guessing at the Royal Rumble between the two of them. I'm just really curious as to who it can be, because we've already seen Drew long enough. I'd love it to be Sheamus. I think that would be the right call, because this can give KO and Sammy to go at it for a while. And again, their chemistry is great. We know what matches they put on. And then Sheamus could go after Roman. Yeah. Because I think that would be good to see Sheamus get in that picture. And then, Brutes could be there, to help help with the Usos and all that. So we'll see. But I think that would make, Sheamus or KO, hopefully, unless they throw it to Cross out of nowhere. But those would be the best decisions for me. Please, God, just drop the Dom and Ray stuff. It's dumb. It does nothing. Listening to Michael Cole talk about it hurts my head. We all know there's probably going to be a retirement match at Wrestle Mania or something down the damn road, and we're going to see Dom go over, sadly, or whatever. But can we please just stop it and just get on with it? Now we know he attacked him and all that in his own home. He's going to go after him. Like, can we just do it already? Because I'm really just over it. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that's over. I think they moved into SmackDown. Yeah, get on with it. So we'll see what that goes. And anybody can get this to any important people in the WWE, please, for the love of Christ, change Damage Control song. It's a pile of trash. It sucks. It's a piece of shit. It gets worse the more you hear. There's songs that maybe it'll grow on me, and it does. This is one of those songs where zero chance of growing on you. It just sucks. For the love of God, can we pretty please make that go away? Amen. That's all I'm asking for. I don't ask for much, but that song sucks, and they need to fix that. Like, it hurts my brain. No offense to Ronda or Shotzi, but I got nothing. We all know I love Shotzi. I mean, just look around, but it just wasn't good, and not all her fault. I mean, we all know where Ronda is, capability wise, but it still wasn't good. And by the way, the crowd sounded very dead to me after the ending of the men's war game match. Like, it was crickets to my ears. I was there, I don't hear a crowd at all over the music. You normally can. So, there is that. But let me know your thoughts in the comments, and get this out to more wrestling, fans, because we all know wrestling fans, and the more this happens goes. And follow everywhere to help it grow. YouTube, Rumble, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Good Pods, Anchor. There's a lot of places where I'd appreciate it all. And if you're listening and you can't comment, on the audio, you can, find it on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, under Wrestling with Jesse Rosinski on Facebook, and Wrestling Ski on Twitter. You can comment on the audio and video files there that I put up there. You can do voice messages on Anchor that I could even put on the show and play through it. And I love the engagement. I want to get this thing back growing where it was again after I took the break. I had to put the dog down, really didn't want to do anything after that for a couple weeks. But all of you guys, I greatly appreciate it. Again, follow the YouTube channel along everywhere. It helps out immensely just to see. And don't forget, keep commenting. That's really the biggest one. Just keep commenting, keep telling me what you think, and it really just helps out and keeps me going. And don't forget, again, YouTube and the socials, like I said, those are really important, because that's where I put out all the YouTube shorts, the minute or 3 minute ones that I don't want to, that aren't going to go up on Anchor, go everywhere else. It's because quick little thoughts that come into my head. So it's not long enough to be there. So make sure you follow along there. That helps out immensely. But I appreciate the watch and the listens. I'm really, really grateful for it all. Hopefully, you guys had a good Thanksgiving. Let me know what you think about the show. And I'll be back quicker than I have been with, season 2. So until then, share this out. Enjoy yourselves. Have a good day. And until next time, peace.